Hey guys, welcome back. So this is part two of the bus build. I'm just fitting in the front end here, and I just wanted to go through a few of the things with you guys to kind of include you in some of the process of this build, so you can kind of go along with me and kind of see how this beast came to be. So anyways, this is part two. So what I'm doing today is, I'll get you a closer look here. So I've got these headlights cut out of this. This was a toy bus. If you guys haven't seen this yet, if you're just kind of tuning in, there's a part one to this video, and it's just the mock-up, and I'm just kind of going over the thing and sort of explaining a few things as to this bus that I'm going to create here. And one of the things that I was talking about in that video was the fact that there wasn't very much realism in the front end of this bus, and that I wanted to bring a little bit more realism to it to kind of make it look a little bit more scale. So anyways, what we're doing is I've got a WPL. This is from the C24, I think, or C14, I'm not sure which one. That's the front grille. I've got the headlight bezels here, and I've got the clear lenses as well. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to fit this grille, and I'm going to also fit the headlights in, and just kind of include you guys in a couple of the steps there. I'm just going to do it really quickly and show you. And another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is I do have the floor, the wooden floor put in here as well. And I had an upgrade, or I don't know if you want to call it an upgrade, a solution, I guess, if you will, to this thing is going to have an extreme amount of weight. I was talking about that in the mock-up video. It's going to be heavy, and it's going to sag the crap out of these and probably limit the shocks out. So I've got a solution I'm going to show you guys as well in this video as to how to get a little bit more it'll take a little bit more weight, or how to get these shocks to take a little bit more weight and not limit them out without compromising any flex. So I'm going to show you that as well. So stay tuned, guys. I'm just going to prepare a few things here. I'm going to get my glue gun ready, and we're going to glue all this stuff in first on this front end. Then I'm going to go over and I'm going to show you some of the suspension stuff, and I'm going to talk about this floor as well. So moving along. Okay, so what I've done here, I'm going to show you the difference. So I've trimmed this down quite a bit. This is when I cut all this up, so I was left with that, and I trimmed it down to that. Now it's a hack job, but it's what I'm going to do is it's going to sit in behind here, and you're not even going to see it, so it doesn't really matter. All I wanted was something to hold the light bulb. So if you can see that, or get a good look, that's going to get glued in behind, and then I'm going to put the bulbs obviously in through the back. And then of course this lens here that I've just trimmed up, I'm going to put that in the front. Oop, I'm going to put that in the front just like that, right there. Okay, anyways, I keep dropping it. So we're going to start with the most difficult part here as I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to start by gluing this in behind here, and then I'm going to glue this on here, and then we'll do the easy part and glue that on there. Okay, so let's see if this gun is hot enough. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to hold this about like this, and I'm just going to tack it just so I can get the right spot there. Ooh, geez. Okay. I'm just going to get right there. Okay, and I'm just going to tack this in very lightly, just so it can keep it in one spot. Now I'm only putting a tack on there because I can reposition it then, because the terrible thing about doing it like this is I'm definitely going to bump it, and then it's going to move. So anyways, I'm going to wait for that to dry. I'm going to glue that in, and then I'm going to meet you back for the lens. Okay, there we go. So I got her glued in, if you guys can see that. There's the headlight bezel in behind, and if you look here, she's very gnarly glued in with glue, but you aren't going to see that, so who cares. So this makes it nice because now I've got a spot I can just plug my bulbs into, and bada boom, bada bing, we've got some realism happening here. Okay, so this part here is the tricky part. Now, I don't like this part because I have to use Loctite, and I'm not a big fan of Loctite. So what I'm going to do, it's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's gnarly stuff, and I usually end up gluing my fingers together. So I'm only going to put, how can I do this here? I'm just going to do this off camera here. I'm going to put a couple of dabs in here, and then I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to set it really quick and forget it. Okay, so I've got my Loctite on there. I'm just kind of telling you guys as I'm doing this here. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring that down a little bit there. It looks really bad right now, but this is going to get a little bit of shaving in here with some sanding. And once I touch this all up in here with the with paint and everything else, and I get it to fit better, it's going to look a lot better than this. So anyways, it's a bit choppy. Anyways, you can get the idea though. So there's that. Now, we'll pop the grill in really quick because this is super easy. I'm going to go with it like that. So we're going to hot glue this in. I'll stick a little hot glue on the... I just like to slap that in there. Hot glue is awesome. And pop the grill in. Saving the easiest for last. And I just want to make sure it's centered good. I don't want it to look, oh. And see there, I've got it off center, so I'm actually going to have to take this back off. But anyways, for you guys, you can get an idea. So later on off camera, I'm going to take this back off, but it gives you an idea. It looks pretty badass. So that's the C24 grill fitted in there. I'm not exactly happy because side to side it isn't center on the vehicle. So anyways, whatever. I'm pointing out my own mistakes. But she's starting to look kind of cool. You can see that we're getting a little bit of realism going in here. Anyways, there we go. So that's that part. Now, before I talk about this floor, I want to talk really quick. I'm just going to turn this glue gun off here so I don't burn my arm. Okay, so I wanted to talk really quick about what I was going to do with this suspension. And it's really, really, really simple. So I'm going to get all this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to bring this guy over here and keep the camera nice and low. Now, if you can see in there, what I've done is I've added a really, really simple, really light, it's actually one of these springs, and I've stretched it. There's barely anything there. Like this is almost like a pen spring. It's so light. What this is it's off of a 1/28 scale HBX rock crawler. So yeah, so I've pilfered the spring off of that, and all I did was slip it over top of the bottom, and it rests here. Now it doesn't rest perfectly, but it doesn't interfere with anything. So my main goal is just to distribute weight. That's all I want to do with this. So yeah, if you look, I'm still getting full mash flex. There's a little crunch there at the end, but I'm never going to be fully flexed out with this thing probably. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, it helps quite a bit to distribute some of the weight. If you look on the other side's really loose. So when I pop this body on, I'm going to show you the comparison really quick. It sags. Oh, hold on a second here. Just want to set it up correctly. Give this a fair test so it doesn't rest on the tires. This isn't quite finished up. So as you can see, because of the shock, the body's sagging over to one side, but it's staying up decently on the other. So I don't know, whatever. It's a bit of a hack approach, but that works out fine for me. So yeah, if you guys want to try it, go nuts. I mean, it helps to add a little, even if you wanted to kind of fine tune the suspension, if you wanted to have it a little bit stiffer. I could have gone with an oil filled shock, but it didn't have the same travel. So even with this, those, you've probably seen those, you guys, those little oil filled aluminum ones, they're pretty decent, but they don't have a lot of flex. They kind of limit out really quick. The stock ones I find for the WPL are actually probably the best. So there's that. I wanted to talk about that quick. So that's how I'm gonna help to distribute some of the load for the weight for this thing. Now we'll talk really quickly about this floor that I've done. I'll pick the camera up here so you guys can get a better look. at the floor. So I've made a wooden floor, and it's got joints, see right there, all the finger joints that I had to do with this thing. I went cross-eyed making this. I wanted to make it a really cool floor for the inside of this thing to give it like that kind of backyard handyman got a hold of this bus and turned it into a camper type thing. So that's the floor. Now what that is a whole bunch of popsicle sticks glued down. And I want to show you really quick. This is a bit of a, I'll have to turn the camera up because this thing's huge. This is a bit of a, I'm kind of planting this because this truck's going to come out very soon in another video. So this, I guess, is a preview for you guys, but I want to show you the inspiration behind, here again, I'll pick the camera up. It'll make it a little easier to see this thing. So this here is my Brooder 4143 Mercedes Actros that I've built. This thing is gorgy. I'm super happy with it. It's fully proportional. I'm going to get into this thing at a later date. But what I want to show you is it's got a really cool wooden deck to it that I made for this thing. And I thought, you know what, if I can make a wooden deck for that, that's going to work out perfect for the bus. So I want to throw that on the bus. So anyways, here's a sneak peek at my Brooder. This is going to be coming out this week, so stay tuned for that, guys. Anyways, let me get that back and out of the way, because this thing is dope as shit. Sorry, I swore there, but I'm really excited about that truck. It's going to be awesome when it comes out. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say, guys, about the bus. That's the update. Next, I'm going to be finishing up all this stuff here. The front end, I'm going to get the paint done, and I'm going to get this floor set and ready to go so that I can start doing the mounting points across the shock towers. I am waiting for parts. China is dead slow right now. I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm waiting for my 2-speed motor and transmission to come in. I'm waiting for my quick run 1060 to come in, and I'm also waiting for a servo. I'm waiting for drive shafts. So it might be a little bit until I get this thing actually running. But in the meantime, the Brooder's coming up, and I've got a lot of more RCs that I've been working on that are coming up. I've been very busy, so stay tuned, guys. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.